It's Pete from Cheap Homesteading, and today we're in the sugar bush and we're going to blow the road all the way back to the sugar shack and to the back of the property. I thought, you know what, I need to get in here and blow the path because if we get one more dumping of snow, it's going to be really hard to actually get the path cleared. So I thought today's the day we're going to do it. The tire chains work absolutely incredible, and I added a little bit of an addition to the tire chains. It's actually some chains that were actually on my old set of tire chains, but they're all wore out, and I welded them up, fixed them, and put them on, and I really think it makes a big difference. So I'm going to show you. On the old tire chains, there were these huge links that went across the tire chains, and they stick way up, and they really give you a lot of grip. But the problem was they were all wore out, and these links flattened out. And I thought, man, I looked all over the internet, I couldn't get anything to replace them or fix them, and then I decided just to weld them up. I bent the links back and welded them up, and they look absolutely great. So I got my H chains, and then in between them I have those big cross chains. I really think that makes a big difference. So let's start blowing the path back to the sugar shack. So there you go, I got my first pass back here. It did absolutely great. The tire chains are working as good as they possibly can. I'm super happy with them. One thing you have to do though is constantly be on the 3-point hitch arms, lifting and lowering. Once the tractor comes to a stop and there's just too much drag, you lift it a bit, keep going. We'll have to make a couple passes at it until it's right to the ground, but the first pass did a great job. One thing about these tractors, you know, I got the tire chains on it and I got some traction, but if you drive it and just put the blower down on the ground, you're going to get stuck in about 10 feet. You have to be constantly raising and lowering the 3-point hitch. If it's too much for the tractor, you raise it till it starts moving. If it starts spinning too much on one tire, you push that side brake, slow down that tire, and it'll force the power to the other side. And you're constantly doing this the whole time back. You can't just drop the blower and go because you're not going to be going anywhere no matter how good of tire chains you have on it. You really do have to operate it. I'm going to try to show you what I'm doing. I didn't clear around the sugar shack, so we got one path of snow that I did not clear yet, and we're going to try to film this, and I'm going to show you what I'm doing to go through heavy snow with a 2-wheel drive tractor. My first pass got it down to that, which is pretty good. The snowblower is rolling really good. The snowblower is working awesome. We're going to come up through here and I'm going to show you what I'm doing to operate this thing. Okay, so when you're operating it in the deep snow, you have to constantly be on the 3-point hitch lever and keeping an eye that this tire or this tire doesn't start spinning too much. If this tire spins, I hit the left brake, it slows down that tire, and the traction goes to this side. This tractor doesn't have a diff lock, so it must be prior to having a diff lock in a tractor. But you know what? But if you use the brakes to steer and to keep traction, it works really, really good. And you do use the brakes to steer. In the snow, you have to, if you're trying to steer that way and it won't steer, you got to hit the left brake. And if you can't steer right, you have to hit the right brake. When you're operating this thing, you're constantly looking around trying to operate the tractor. But you know what? It's kind of the charm of the whole thing. Some people will tell you to go out and get a four-wheel drive tractor, and you know what? They work probably way, way better and then go way through a lot more. But you can still get a four-wheel drive tractor stuck if you don't operate the tractor, and you just get yourself way in too far. So, and probably get it even stuck worse. So we're going to continue around the sugar shack. I'm going to try to show you how it does. This was my last trip into the bush and it looks real good. I got up here and I must have picked up a stone or something. Normally the shear bolts will shear that bolt there, but it's wore out enough on the yoke. Someone put a bolt in it. Keyway is no good. So I need to fix that properly. So I think that's about enough snow blowing for today. I am pretty happy with what I did get done. At least there's enough blown in here that I can easily get in here later with the tractor and no chance of getting stuck, hopefully, even if we get another dump of snow. So this is a little rough yet, but that's not so bad. I think that's about enough for today. I'm just going to drive the tractor back. I'll fix the PTO shaft this week most likely, and then by next weekend I'll try to get out and finish blowing here. I mean, really it's about another 20 minutes, half an hour at most to actually get the rest of it done. So you know what, I didn't finish it, but sometimes days go like that. You don't get everything done you want to get done. So, well, most of my days go like that. So I think that's about enough for today, and you guys have a good one.